Tonight, final fling. As classes wrap up, students get ready for the beginning of one end of the semester celebration. Plus, sea dreams. While going on a boat might seem simple for most, for others it's a real challenge. We'll tell you how one organization is giving them the chance to live their dreams.
It's a humbling experience to come down and say, how can I help someone else?
And pushing the limit. Although weightlifting is seen as a male-dominant sport, one female weightlifter is setting her sights to become the greatest, regardless of gender.
I'm breaking world records in my weight class that people didn't think that could be achieved. So what that limit is, we don't know.
Miami Heat battled it out against the 76ers in Philadelphia. I'll give you the results. Plus, there are several athletes waiting to hear their name called in the NFL draft. I'll give you the predictions tonight on where they're supposed to go.
A cold front that came through Tuesday night has brought us some comfortable conditions throughout South Florida. And later in the show, we'll take a sneak peek at what the weather's going to look like for our Reading Day weekend. NewsVision starts right now.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us here on NewsVision tonight. I'm Nate Derenbacher.
And I'm Chantel Batista. With the end of the semester just right around the corner, students are looking for every chance to relax right before finals.
That's right, Chantel. I'm certainly one of those students, and although I might not be relaxing, I know I will certainly be procrastinating tomorrow night at the Canes Carnival.
Indeed. UMTV reporter Maddie Brown is live at the Foot Green, where the carnival and concert will take place. Maddie, how are the preparations going?
I'm here at the Foot Green, which will be transformed into a carnival tomorrow, full out with carnival rides, food trucks, and more. Hurricane Productions sponsors the annual Canes Carnival event, and you can start the day at the UC patio at noon tomorrow. There will be free food, live music, and games, and more. And then head over to the RAT for some trivia and the Student Center for a UProb performance. Then come back over to the Foot Green for carnival rides such as the Ferris wheel and a zip line. That all leads up to the main event, which is the spring concert. Student performer Lauren Albritton goes on at 7 p.m., followed by our two headliners, Coin and Two Friends. The event is free to all students, and you can check out Hurricane Productions on Facebook for more updates. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Maddie. A lot of people are looking forward to this outdoor event.
But could the weather cancel the Canes Carnival? UMTV meteorologist Sean Colm is here with a first look at your forecast. Sean?
Thanks, Nate. Now, I'm not too sure about this forecast. It's kind of a little weird, but I do think it's going to be a pretty nice night to go out. 77 degrees is what it's going to look like tomorrow night for the Canes Carnival. There's a chance of a stray shower, but I really don't think it's going to be anything that will ruin the night, and winds will be kind of light, 5 to 10. So overall, I think it's worth going. And these winds out of the south currently are what's bringing some moisture in that might fuel that storm tomorrow that we could see, but again, that's a little variable. Temperatures around most of South Florida are pretty average for this time of year, around 70 and 81 over on the west coast, and the same applies over on the east coast. Like I said, these temperatures are average for this time of year. Normally we have a high of 85 and a low of 70, but check out these record temperatures. In 2015, it was 96 degrees. I don't want to know what happened that day. And then the low in 55 in 1983. Wow, that's crazy. And then, but we'll have to go back to the desk for now. But thank you for weather. Yeah, back to the desk.
Thank you, Sean. Some scuba divers jump into the water for science. Some jump in for the views, but some people are jumping in for their family members. For more, we're joined now by our reporter, Kelly Saberi, who is at the Miami Beach Marina. Kelly?
I'm at Miami Beach Marina, where divers are getting ready to go on a 2-tank dive to Neptune Memorial Reef. I got to sit down with creator Jim Hutzler, who told me about a night out that turned into a mission to get his friend's iconic globe in front of Trump Tower in Manhattan underwater.
Many people have heard the expression sleeping with the fishes, which refers to someone dying. But in one place off the coast of Florida, hundreds of dead people are literally sleeping with the fishes. The Neptune Memorial Reef is a burial ground like no other, located about 3 miles off Key Biscayne and 40 feet underwater. It resembles the mythological lost city of Atlantis, complete with archways, columns, gateways, lions and turtles, and the remains of some 600 people. The 16-acre reef is the largest man-made reef ever created, according to the Trident Society. It is the most prolific in the continental U.S. and even more prolific than the Great Barrier Reef with 80 different species of coral and marine organisms, according to Jim Hutzler. This man-made reef is the brainchild of Hutzler, who says he and his buddies came up with the idea as a joke during a night out in 2003.
My buddy, one of my friends, is the guy who built the huge globe in front of the Trump Tower in New York City, Kim Brandell. And he and I and another friend were hanging around one evening, and we thought it would be a good idea to put one of his globes in the water. And so we were going to kind of make an artificial reef. So we're going to put the art in the water.
Initially, Jim thought that one of his rich friends from the affluent Fisher Island will pay for it, but no one wanted to sponsor the adventure. So Jim decided to invest in the idea himself. He says he had heard of burying people's remains underwater, so he figured that could be the way to finance the creation of the reef. But don't make the mistake of calling this place a cemetery. No corpses have been buried here, rather the families of the deceased help mix cremation ashes with cement and sand into various molds. Divers then place these molds in the reef in a process called deployment.
Prices for a spot range between $2,000 and $6,000 depending on location and placement design. Families have the opportunity to visit their loved ones in this underwater city by diving instead of going to a graveyard like we're about to do.
Lydia McCall and her family chose to release her late husband's ashes over the reef rather than creating a placement.
Wasn't a sad or sorrowful. It was like we know we were freeing his soul and that he would travel on this boundless sea, and hopefully that he would go all the way back to his homeland someday.
As of now, the Neptune Memorial Reef can hold the remains of 125,000 people, and all of them are as integral to the existence of this reef as are the fishes who will swim with them for eternity.
Although the inspiration for the reef may have been the globe, there still isn't one inside the reef. But Hutzler says those plans are not off the table just yet. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Kelly. One place in South Florida has been teaching kids how to be safe on the water while teaching life skills that many of us take for granted. UMTV reporter Brianna Nesbral joins us in the studio to introduce us to this place with a special group of students and volunteers.
Thanks, Nate. People from all over the world come down to Miami to get involved in this organization. I had the chance to sail over to Coconut Grove to find out what makes this community so special and how people of all abilities improve their lives and gain independence, all with the help of some water.
Water. It surrounds one gem hidden in the heart of Coconut Grove. Shake a Leg Miami is a non-profit organization that uses the marine environment to mentor and educate those with disabilities.
Shake a Leg is about get up and do it. Don't wait for someone to do it for you. The water has healing qualities. We believe the community can help a person, and when you help someone help themselves, there's payback. Everyone benefits, and thus that's what we've created here, a place where people can come and help each other do better.
Those with both physical and mental disabilities come to Shake a Leg to participate in its water activities. From powerboating to kayaking to sailing in these one-of-a-kind adaptable sailboats designed specifically for the mobility impaired, people of all abilities can benefit from Shake a Leg.
Where I'm standing at now is the bow of the boat, right? Can everyone say bow? Yeah. Bow. Everyone say bow. Hey, did you say bow? Bow. There you go, thank you.
Alan is 33 years old and suffers from Klinefelter syndrome, an incurable disease which gives you an extra X chromosome. Although he suffers from certain speech impediments and other symptoms, Alan goes to Shake a Leg once a week with his school to forget about his condition and have fun with his friends.
Alan is one of our special kids. He's really awesome. He's like a gentle giant. Whatever he does, most likely all other kids want to follow behind him do. When he first came, he was a little bit more reserved and didn't really say much, but now we can get him out here and we can get him talking and going. So that's amazing to see them go from being shy to not wanting to say anything, sitting in one spot, to moving around and talking and joking with Sal.
But Shake a Leg doesn't only help those mentally disabled. It helps the physically disabled as well. Dominic suffers from multiple chronic conditions. Although being bound to a wheelchair, he still finds a way to put a smile on people's faces.
Seeing Dominic, you have a bad day, you see Dominic, your day automatically switches over like that. I'm just getting to see his personality grow from big to even bigger. So as he grows, we grow as well.
And what do both Alan and Dominic have in common?
I get to go on the boat, on the Pearson boat, and get to go on the sailboat. It makes me excited to go fast.
I like to go on the boat. The boat makes me happy!
Founder and president Harry Horgan found solace in the water. He relates to those who come to Shake-a-Leg on a personal level because he himself is physically handicapped. Harry became paraplegic in a car accident right after college. But this handicap does not change his mindset.
Gratitude is big around here. And we also see empathy. People experience and learn empathy by helping others. And that helps shape them.
But the gratitude does not end with the people that participate. It extends far beyond.
It's a humbling experience to come down and say, how can I help someone else? And then you start to realize you get more gratification out of helping someone else than trying to do something for yourself.
And that gratitude will continue for as long as Shake-a-Leg sails. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Brianna Nussbaugh.
Thank you, Brianna. It's so wonderful seeing those smiling faces.
You're right, Nate. It really warms my heart. We'll take a short break now, but when we come back, we'll introduce you to one local fashion blogger who grew her brand from nothing into something. Don't go away.
You are clear to take off.
When you think of fashion blogs, you may think of perfect, photoshopped pictures.
But one Miami fashion blogger is breaking that stereotype.
We're joined now by our reporter Olivia Rodriguez, who met with the blogger. Olivia, what makes her different?
Nate, she's breaking barriers. This week, I had the chance to catch up with the girl behind the blog called The Fashion Muse. She told me how she's going to change the blogger community.
When I started The Fashion Muse, it was just solely fashion-based. And I continued to evolve, my blog continued to evolve, and I said, you know what, I want to bring more topics.
Priscilla Torres is a powerhouse of style, but she's not a model, an actress, or a celebrity. She's a blogger. She's the founder of the fashion, beauty, and lifestyle blog, The Fashion Muse. Almost 4 years ago, Priscilla started her business from the ground up.
I always loved being a writer. Writing was like my strong point. And then people would always ask me for like fashion advice and beauty tips. Kind of just started that way just because I loved writing and I loved putting my two passions together.
Now, The Fashion Muse has more than 34,000 followers on Instagram, but that number increases every day with just one post.
I always say I have like these OG followers that have been around since I opened up my Instagram account and my blog, and they have seen me grow because my pictures before were so cheesy and tacky, and you know, I feel like I keep working at it and keep getting better.
From cheesy pictures to now dominating red carpet events and even working on top brand collaborations, The Fashion Muse's success is infinite. But it's not the recognition from top brands or the fancy events that make this blog stand out. Thalia Diaz, a dedicated Fashion Muse reader, says the success is because of one thing.
I noticed that a lot of her stuff weren't so superficial. She started like talking about and speaking up about things that were relatable to me.
The Fashion Muse has shattered social media's picture-perfect image and gets real.
She also touched on some really good topics that, you know, not a lot of people out there talk about, especially bloggers. A few things were like her Hispanic culture, which I relate to, and her anxiety, which on the low I do have, but you know, it's really nice to see somebody who's using their platform to speak about topics that not everybody wants to talk about.
Putting out that post as an example, the anxiety post, was really important for me because, you know, anxiety has always been like a struggle of mine. And I don't think that's something you should mask. I think that's something that you should be very, very real about, especially with your followers, because they do want to see that genuine side.
It's not only the realness that sets her apart, but the fact that she's turned her blog into a special space and community for Latin women. Through blogger meetups, Instagram Lives, and the Fashion Muse's very own Facebook group, Priscilla encourages women to grow, empower, and motivate each other on the internet every day. For Natalie Sosa, it's more than a community.
She creates this environment for girls to connect where you don't see that so much on other blogs. So I've actually created really good friends off of it just because we all kind of represent the same thing, you know, strong Latinas and, you know, our body types, and we embrace them. So it's really cool that I'm able to connect with those girls through her lives.
No matter what social outlet is used, Priscilla has always highlighted the importance of Latin women sticking together. But through this community she's created, there's one message she hopes to always get across.
Stay 100% genuine to yourself in whatever you do.
Reporting for UMTV, I'm Olivia Rodriguez. If you want to check out Priscilla's blog, you can go online to www.thefashionmuse.net. I'm Olivia Rodriguez, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Olivia. But before we continue, we have to take a quick break. When we return, all of your weather questions will be answered.
And we'll tell you what happened during the NBA playoffs. Don't go away.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Welcome back to NewsVision. I'm your meteorologist, Sean Combe. Outside the studio, it's a nice 81 degrees. There's a few clouds in the sky. This is a little warmer than it's been the past few nights, and that's really due to this southeast wind that's bringing with it a lot of moisture from the south. You can see that relative humidity at 65%, and that's been going up over the past few hours throughout the day. Looking at the national radar, there's nothing really going on anywhere except for in the southeast, where we have a small system that's dumping a lot of rain over pretty much all of Georgia. So there's a lot of rain associated with that. But back in Miami, there's really nothing, just a few clouds in the sky over the past few hours that really just dropped a sprinkle. And we need that sprinkle because right now we're still in a severe drought. Fort Myers in that dark orange all the way to Miami, that's a severe drought. We're about an inch or two below average for this time of year. So if you're going to the Grove tonight, it's going to be a nice 71 degrees. It's going to be mostly clear, not too many clouds in the sky, and the winds will be pretty light, so it'll be pretty nice. Might feel a little sticky because that humidity coming in from the south. Now tomorrow morning, that's going to stick around, clear conditions, and it'll be 73 degrees on your morning commute. By tomorrow afternoon, it'll be 85 degrees, and there's a chance of some isolated showers coming in, but that'll be before the Canes Carnival, so it'll be good. It'll be a good night for the Canes Carnival. So here's that disturbance that we just talked about. There's a weak cold front that's going to move in tomorrow afternoon and bring with it those chance of showers. But coming into our weekend and coming into our finals week is this huge high pressure area that's going to be very sunny. It's going to drive some winds off the east coast of Florida, and it'll be pretty breezy. So that brings us to our 7-day forecast. Some nice temperatures throughout most of the week. It'll feel a little hot over the next 2 days. Chances from showers Friday and leading into Saturday morning, but that's not really anything to worry about. That chance will linger. Looking into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and really the rest of the week, temperatures will be pretty nice at a low 80 degrees, and the lows will be in the low 70s. It'll be breezy, so if you're by the lake, you're going to want to watch out for that mist blowing in your face from the east. That's it for weather. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Sean. The Miami Heat were pinned in the corner against the Philadelphia 76ers. Down 3-1 in the playoff series, Game 5 in Philly was rowdy for more than just the play on the court. Let's go to the Wells Fargo Center to see how it all played out. Meek is finally free and ringing in that ceremonial bell for the Sixers, and we go here to the middle of the second quarter. Winslow goes over to Wade to Dragic for an easy 2, and then they went into the half tied at 46. Philly started pulling away in the third quarter, and Embiid's rebound goes out to Covington to J.J. Redick, and of course another three-pointer for him. That was a game-high 27 points for J.J. Redick. And then right after this, here comes Embiid, posting up, drains it right in Bam Adebayo's face, and guess what? The masked man says, "I saw you do it." And here goes the young core. They can taste that first playoff series victory for the 76ers since 2012. They would go on to win 104-91. Franchises are made, dreams come true, and a celebration of life's worth of hard work. It's the first day of the NFL draft. Tonight, hundreds of athletes are hoping to hear their name called by the NFL commissioner. Some of these athletes include some familiar faces. Tonight, the NFL will announce the first round of picks, with the remaining 6 rounds coming this weekend. Dual-talented music artist defensive lineman Chad Thomas is projected to be the first Cane selected in the 3rd round. Standout running back Mark Walton is expected to follow him, as he received a middle-round draft grade as well. Offensive superstars Christopher Herndon IV and Braxton Berrios will likely be chosen in the later rounds. RJ McIntosh and Kendrick Norton should also hear their names this weekend. You know, weightlifting is all about benchmarks. It's a game of setting and beating personal records. As UMTV reporter Javier Perez tells us, one weightlifter is creating and breaking an important barrier.
Located in the heart of Wynwood, Hybrid Performance Method Gym features some of the strongest athletes Miami has ever seen. This weightlifting facility specializes in training people to break their own barriers, but co-owner Stephanie Cohen has gone even further. Even though she knows it exists, she still hasn't found her limit.
I'm breaking world records in my weight class that people didn't think that could be achieved. So what that limit is, we don't know.
But she's trying to find out. Stephanie has her sights set on becoming the strongest athlete to ever walk the planet, regardless of gender. Gym co-owner Hayden thinks that what Stephanie's doing is more than lifting weights.
I think it's really tough for women to gain a lot of ground just based on knowledge and performance without being objectified. So the fact that she's able to do that is a pretty big deal.
For Stephanie, gender inequality has never been part of her journey.
Even from the time where I used to play soccer, I never felt like there was any sort of inequality as far as opportunities or as far as the way that people perceived me. I always let my talent speak for myself and not let the opinion of anyone else kind of get in the way.
The fact is that Stephanie has broken 11 world records in powerlifting. At around 123 pounds body weight, she can deadlift more than 4 times her weight and has competed at some of the most important meets in the sport. It takes a special kind of mindset to achieve what she has.
It's more of a matter of creating habits and just not letting anything interfere with what you have to do on that day, because to me, coming into the gym is not about feeling great, it's about getting a certain task done.
And on this simple sheet of paper, she has written down her next task: to be number 1. Reporting for UMTV, Javier Perez Fernandez.
Stephanie's shoulders are as big as my head. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely can't take her.
I definitely cannot. Far from a professional weightlifter here.
Yeah, weightlifting is not one of my specialties. And still ahead, we'll take you behind the scenes of UMTV's silliest show.
Plus, big changes are coming to another UM student media group. Details when NewsVision returns.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
May I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Our friends at the student-run radio station WVUM have had a lot to celebrate. The station turned 50 years old and it just revealed its brand new studios. WVUM received a $150,000 loan to renovate its studios, and yesterday, the new studios were officially opened. The renovations include new floors, new paint, new furniture, and all new broadcasting equipment. The radio station is currently in its 50th year of operation, and the studios have been located in the University Center since 1999. Administration and current students say the renovations were necessary since most of the old equipment was nearly 40 years old.
Back here at UMTV, one of the shows might seem like it's just for laughs, but it's much more than a comedy show. UMTV reporter Maddie Brown went out to Off the Wire.
Hello. Twice a month, UMTV students transform Studio C into a set for a sketch comedy show with a live studio audience. Executive producer and host Tej Joshi says Off the Wire is a unique UMTV production.
And it's a really great show because it's part of UMTV, but it's different because it allows students who are interested in maybe not just in pure broadcast to be involved.
Faculty advisor Boreana Treadwell says the students work really hard on the show.
It's creative content that has to come from their imagination mostly, and they have to have the skills and the creativity to sit down and to actually put it together and then have the ability to go and produce everything.
From writing to filming to editing, a lot goes into an episode of Off the Wire before the show even starts.
There's never really downtime. There's all kinds of planning always going on, organizing different guests, organizing different sketch ideas, and just brainstorming. So it's a huge commitment, but we all love it.
Each show has a few sketches, a satirical news segment called This is the News, and a live interview with a special guest.
This is the news. Basically, we take headline jokes, finish it off with a little joke, kind of weekend update, SNL style.
In the history of Off the Wire, there have been really cool guests, from Donna Shalala coming on multiple times to even Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Audience members line up before the show to make sure they get a seat.
The overall show is fantastic. It's been improving every week I've come. The last episode I saw is the funniest one I've ever seen, and I think Tate's really building it from the bottom up, so I appreciate what he's doing.
It just feels really good when you see so many people have come to see the work you made, and they want to see your hard work come to fruition.
Off the Wire is every other Thursday in Studio C at 8 p.m. For UMTV, I'm Madison Brown.
If you want to catch the season finale of Off the Wire, you can. It airs tonight at 8 p.m. in Studio C at the School of Communication.
But before that, make sure you tune in to the last NewsVision show of this school year.
You may have noticed NewsVision is on a little earlier than usual tonight. That's because we have another live edition of the show coming up at the top of the 7 p.m. hour. Jihad Shatara is here to tell us what to expect from that show. Hi, Jihad.
Hey guys, we have a very special edition of the show coming up. We are going to break down the timeline of the Parkland shooting and hear the motivation behind the March for Our Lives protest. Also, we'll meet a breast cancer survivor who has found a way to help other women fight the disease. And we'll talk about one solution to one eating disorder taking over college campuses. Also, it's the final shows for seniors. It is Kate and mine's last time on the desk. You don't want to miss that. See you at 7. Chantel, I know it's your last time on the desk.
Thanks, Jihad. We definitely will be watching. You're right, it is my last time on the desk, and it's time to wrap things up here today.
Well, Chantel, this makes me extremely sad because this is our last time anchoring together.
I know, I'm going to miss you guys so much, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to everyone at UMTV. It's been a great last 3 years. Signing off for the last time, I'm Chantel Batista.
And I'm Nate Derenbacher. Have a wonderful evening.